Imagine the life your ancestors lived in medieval times. It was hard. From a young age, they had to work on the field so their family could survive. Then, as they got older, they had to learn to fight and go to war for their kingdom. They lived in constant fear, but they had a purpose. They did all of this for one reason, so their family could thrive. What about your earlier ancestors? Maybe your great-grandfather. He was taken away from his family and sent to war. Everywhere blood and chaos. Throughout his entire time in the war, he kept one thing in his mind: to come back home to his family. He fought bravely, and eventually, he was able to come back home to his family, get a good career, and provide for them. He always had a mission, a purpose, something to focus on. Now, what about you? Do you have a purpose? Do you have some kind of major mission that you focus on? Chances are, you don't. And what happens to a man with no purpose? He does the bare minimum that is required of him, and he spends the rest of his time indulging in pleasure. That's why you need to discover your purpose. You must understand, a man's mission is the major fuel inside of him to achieve his goals, to commit to action. But most young men don't have that. The thing is, we live in kinda soft times. Even though this is considered the best time for humanity, the safest, most prosperous time there ever was in history, most young people still aren't happy, because when you live in a world where you have access to almost everything already, you don't need to work, you don't need to try, you don't need to be on any kind of mission in your life. And that might seem like a good thing. But this is what makes us happy. Having something to work on makes us happy. You already have your life trajectory set out for you by your parents and the society. Go to school, get a good degree, get a good job, find a wife, have kids, and die. But chances are, you are a young man and you don't want to live this kind of life. You see people who have lived this life, maybe your parents or someone else, and if you are honest with yourself, you don't want to live like that. You want something better, but you don't have the major drive to push yourself to work hard. Chances are you are between the ages of 15 and 20, right? I want you to do this. Close your eyes and picture your ancestors when they were your age. All of them either already had children or were at least preparing to have them. And that's why they were able to work so hard. They worked for them, for their families. You can open your eyes. We are the first generation of men with no purpose. We have no actual reason to do anything. The world we live in is so safe and comfortable, and that might sound like a good thing, but as men, we grow from discomfort. We grow from doing hard things. The way a boy always turned into a man was through some kind of rite of passage, through conquering challenges. Men grow through challenges, but nowadays there is no one setting you challenges anymore, especially no challenges that you think are worthwhile. So do it yourself. You always had someone setting challenges for you, like getting an A on this test, and maybe you do want to work on that. But maybe you want something else. What do you want in life? You probably never asked that to yourself. What job do you want to do? Do you even want a job, or do you want to own a business? When you are young, you have to know these things already. You have to know what the mission is. There are men who are literally 20 years old, and they still don't know what to do with their lives. You have to ask yourself this question, and really think it through. You are a young man, which means you can do literally anything. You can be a millionaire. You can be a doctor. You might not think you can. You might not think you are smart enough to be rich. But bro, there are people with half your IQ who make millions a month. So why can't you? You might not think you can be a doctor or have some other high status job like that. But why? Of course you can. If you work hard enough on something, it is possible. You are a young man, which means that you are in the most powerful group of people there is. So set some sort of a mission for yourself. Figure out what you want to do in your life, because the options are endless. Share this video with a friend who has no mission. Scroll down, click on the subscribe button, because the more people we get on this path of trying to become better, the more likely you are to meet someone like that in real life. And you will finally have a real brother that supports you on your journey of trying to become better, unlike your current friends. Give this video a like and whatever else the YouTubers say these days. Go do something productive now, and bye.